Hey, good Thursday afternoon, everybody. I am here in Nashville, Tennessee. It is September the guest request. No, we don't want to do that. Oops, microphone. Yep, hang on here. Hopefully this microphone will work. In a moment. See if I can tag some people. I hope everybody saw us earlier today. We were down here in front of the Capitol, and I'm going to tag a few people, and then y'all give me the thumbs up and let me know if you can hear us, because I just plugged in kind of a funky little microphone here, but I don't have the actual microphone stand. So I'm not sure if it's better with or without it. I'm just going to talk to you about what we did today, and Chad and Jessica got a lesson today in doing private, personal, citizen lobbying, and I think they kind of enjoyed it, actually. So we're going to talk about what we did. All right, tag a few people. Tag. Crazy day, crazy times. You know, they want to bury me under the bus, so I'm just hanging in there as we go. But I am still here. Okay, here we go. Okay. All right, Chad, Jessica Farley, they're from Morgan County, Tennessee, and I am trying to help them fight to get their son back. And if y'all can hear me, somebody give me a thumbs up for here. All right, so if you were watching earlier today, we came down in front of the Capitol. There was an announcement about they were asking, thank you, B, they were asking for the General Assembly wants to do a special session. It was really interesting. I did live stream it. It was really hard to do because I was sweating like a pig. It was so hot out there. The sun was in our eyes. I couldn't tell if you had any sun or not, and I haven't even checked it yet to see if you could see anything because we've been so busy all day today. So they were talking about 2/3 of the House and 2/3 of the Senate are necessary for to get a special session, and they want to address several things. So they're almost there. They're still working on it. We called out a lot of people. It was great. All right, so we did that. And then, because I actually started this journey this morning about 8 o'clock, so I went to my office. I didn't bring a copy with me. I may show you guys tomorrow, but I put together a collection of photographs of kids from all over the state of Tennessee. I think I identified about 12 different counties, and these are ones I all know about personally that I've worked in their lives at some point, about how they were wrongfully removed or wrongfully retained by DCS for either false reports, retaliation, anonymous reporting, just uncooperative DCS workers, etc. So because the last time that I had a meeting with Representatives Weaver and Representative Littleton, who's the chair of that subcommittee, said that she gets a lot of reports of how they are not investigating. So I told her that they're hyper zealous on attacking good families, and that needed to be addressed as well. So I put together about, there's probably about 20 photographs in that packet. And so I got up early this morning to finish putting that PDF together. I went over to Office Depot, got 20 copies printed. Excuse me. Would you get my water down there? And then I put together a one-page flyer about the trauma of separation, of kids being separated from their families. And so we went to the little rally, came back to my car. We picked up all the stuff I had printed. We came over to Doubletree and sat down, had some lunch, put together our little packets, and then we went over to what building is that? The Cordell Hall building is where the state legislators are now. And I had received a phone call earlier today from Clay Doggett's office about this bill that they're putting forward to stop anonymous reporting, which was initiated by an awesome person, Susan Curley. Anybody in Tennessee, especially around the Williamson County area? Yeah, wave to everybody. Yes, you can donate money. Yes, Kimberly, you can. So PM me. So we went to that office. They had called me, and Susan had recommended that they talk to me. So I put together this packet. I gave this very nice young lady a very good education, and Chad told him some of their story. We were probably there about an hour. And then we were, while I was there, Rep. Terry Weaver, who's just been an awesome patriot and an awesome friend for me, we just stopped by to say hello to her, let her know we were there. And she really just blessed this family. And of course, I love it when she does that. She just really puts the power of God in it all the time. She just does it so spontaneously. Just makes me feel good. So then while we were there, I said, who's your rep, right? Because I always ask everybody, who's your state rep, who's your state rep, who's your state rep? And so Chad looked it up on his phone, and we found out what room they were in, and so it was in 428, and so we went down there, and he was not in, but his secretary was there. We had a nice conversation with them, and said we're going to set up a meeting for Tuesday. So, all right, so I want one of y'all talk about how you kind of found that whole experience, what you learned today, what sort of that process means to you now, and what you want other people to do.
Absolutely. So, ignorance. I just feel ignorant to the fact that being a part of politics doesn't have to be as bad as the media makes it sound. You know, we have an issue that is close to our heart, and Connie showed us how easy it was to walk in a building, open a door, and find somebody that's receptive to hearing you out. You can do that by phone, you can do that by email, and I just did not realize it was that easy. And so, you know, if you're out there and you're listening, you need to be a part of this. You can do it from your couch, you can do it from your computer. If you see something on TV, call your rep, call your senators, Congress. They have an awesome secretary sitting there listening, and she's going to document it, and it's going to go in and help that cause. So
yeah. And, you know, these are the people we put in office to protect us. I mean, your state legislative branch is the branch closest to you. So I know I did talk to one of our advocates from another state this morning on my way down here. And, you know, she was just really concerned. She says, you know, we went and we talked to them and they abstained. They wouldn't pass on it. They wouldn't do it. And I'm like, you know what? It doesn't matter. Yeah, they do retaliate, Taylor. I mean, look, they want to disbar me and put me in jail, okay? So that's their plan, and they're not stopping until they do it. And, oh, what we also did today, I forgot two more important things. I prepared a very detailed complaint on their case, because on their case, DCS actually unsubstantiated the claims and then still filed a petition against them and removed their child. And so I filed a very detailed complaint. We took one to the governor's office and asked that it be got somebody down from the governor's office to make sure that it was personally delivered to John DeBerry, who works for the governor now. And then we also walked over to the Department of Children's Services headquarters in downtown Nashville and called down from, and I had been very courteous the day before. I emailed them the letter. I said, look, we're going to be delivering this tomorrow, so there's no shock, you know. So they came down, the girl came down the steps, who is the commissioner's assistant, and she stood 10 feet away from me, it was pretty humorous, actually. And then I just said, and I told her, I'm like, look, I emailed this yesterday. I wanted y'all to know I was bringing it down. And she's like, oh, I saw your email. So, yeah, they just know I'm going to talk about it. That's why it took them actually, 20 minutes to even decide who was even going to get on the elevator. Come down. I mean, it's like, okay, who's going to do it? Who's going to do it? Who's that? She's there.
I stood there.
You do it.
I stood there in the lobby and just watched Connie just try to hand a regular manila envelope. You would have thought they thought she was just a terrorist or something. They didn't want to grab it. I mean, just kind of was like.
And they're like, wouldn't get close. And so, because they know I'm going to talk about them. So sad. It's so sad. And, you know, and I've sat in legislators' office, and I'm like, you know what? They should welcome what I do, because this is so dysfunctional. I mean, the taxpayer dollars that is wasted. Tennessee taxpayers, you need to know it's $1 billion a year now in just the state of Tennessee. That's your tax dollars. Do you know how far $1 billion would go to help a family that really needs help, to help get real substance abuse treatment for families and moms who are pregnant? Do you know how far that would go to do true investigations on false claims, or children who are so tortured they're making false claims and false allegations? And do you know that children are taken and put 200 miles away from their family? I mean, it's through these 4 programs. And yeah, Taylor, it is disgusting how many have a blind eye, but a lot of them don't know, and that's why you all have to get on board with your legislators. Even Senator Janice Bowling said today, she is like, people email us, and we like it because we work with the people, so it's so easy to email them. And I know Chad and Jessica, I talked about how it just seems kind of like nerve-wracking to think about calling a legislator's office. And I even talked about that today to this girl that we sat and talked to, and I said, because she even said people need to let us know.
She absolutely did.
She said people need to let us know. And I told her, I'm like, well, you're either afraid sound is messing up, okay? Okay, can you all hear us? It's getting a little bit windy out here. Can somebody give us a thumbs up if you can hear us okay? I'll hold this up a little bit closer. Okay, so when we were talking to Clay Doggett's secretary, even she said that, they need to hear people. Breaking up. Okay. I'm going to take this out and see if it's better. So, better. Okay, better. Sound is cracking. Better. Bad. It's windy. Okay.
Not windy.
Not windy. Windy. W-I-N-D-Y. Okay, is that better? Can you hear? Better. Okay. All right. So we'll just have to keep this a little bit closer. So even she said that they needed to hear from you. So y'all need to contact your legislators and just give them a call. And honestly, it is so simple. You just call them up and you said, okay, I'm going to take this microphone out and see if it's better. I don't trust this microphone. So y'all let me know. Okay, y'all let me know if that's better or not better. Can somebody let me know? Does that sound better now? Still cracking. Okay, y'all, let us know. All right, so you all just call, find out who your state legislators are. Yes, better. Put them in your phone, file, send them an email, and just introduce yourself and say, my name is Jane Doe, and I live in your district, and I want you to know how much trouble that we're having with the Department of Children's Services. So just make that initial contact. Yes, it is. Everybody's going to be running for election coming up in 2022. So you want to get out there and you want to meet them and just go somewhere and just walk up to them and just say hello, right? So just say hello. My name is Connie. I've done that to my congressman, my senator, the governor, right? You just walk up and you just say hello. Just say, hey, I'm Connie Reguli, and I want you to know I'm here to support child welfare reform and the changes in the system, and we need some systemic changes. So just get your name in front of them.
Okay, y'all, we've waited too long. We've all said we'll let it'll take care of itself, or it'll work itself out. That time's gone and past. You got to get involved, and that includes us, because again, we were ignorant to it. But even one of them said today, just a one-liner, I'm Jane Doe, please do your job.
Right. Right. Don't send. And I have refrained from this, even with Family Forward. I have refrained from doing like mass emails that say the same thing. It is so much better to say, I'm in your district and we need attention drawn to such and such, right? And just ask for a short phone call or something. So, the mass emails that go out that are just saying the same thing over and over to everybody. And I've done a few just to support a specific law or something, but when you really want their attention, you need to tell your story and what you see in your neighborhood. So, so we did all of that. I'm sorry we cracked up a little bit here today. It's been a long day. So I'm not done yet. See, I always do this. I'm like, we done? No, we're not done. Okay, so after all of that, we then went back over, had a seat at the DoubleTree. They were so nice over there to us. There's almost nobody in the lobby, so they didn't really care. So we sat at a table, and I got my computer out, and I helped Chad draft his speech for the summer study session that is set for, Terry Lynn is great. So the summer study session is set for next Tuesday, 7/21. In Nashville. So I'm going to be calling out. I've got about 4 or 5 people I would really like to come and tell their story. So right now I'm not going to be able to come because of just the court, crazy court and demands and all that crazy stuff. So So I'm going to be reaching out. I want you guys to pay attention. I'm going to be letting Moms for Liberty know, a few other people know, and let's just keep, find something you can do every day or every week. If it's just reach out to a legislator, write your story down, get your facts down, get your timeline down. And the more you speak your truth, the more power you're going to have.
Yeah, there's only one Connie, guys. We need to start actually getting our feet wet and get in there and really pick up the slack, because if we had a world full of Connies, there wouldn't be any issue like we're fighting right now. So Connie at some point is going to be retiring.
There might be a heap of dead bodies.
But we've got to get involved at this point and pick up our ends and keep this fight going. So push Family Forward Project and really get out there.
Yeah, and I'm going to tell you, like one of the questions that comes up all the time is people ask me something and they'll be like, can they do that? Can they do that? Is that legal? Can they do that?
That was me 6 months ago.
You've even said that to me. Chad's like, can they do that? Right? I'm like, you know what? They can do whatever they want. They will do whatever they want. They will they will prepare a false affidavit, sign their name to it, sneak into the neighboring county, get a judge to sign off on it with lies in it, lying that the family did not cooperate, okay? They will lie, get an ex parte order, and steal your child, okay? Take your child, all right? Now, and you have to have this conversation with other people, because I'm telling you, people are coming to me from all over, from everywhere. I have people coming to me from churches. I have, I've reached out to some other nonprofits where we just talked about how to handle some of the needs of families and keep them from being so disruptive. So just put it out there, put that word out there, because we have to have stronger families in America. We have to have stronger families. We have to get back to that strength, because that is our power. And we have that better than, we should have it better than any other nation. I'm just not sure we're there now. But your family integrity is everything. So, and that's where people learn things like trust. They learn, everything. They learn safety. They learn just how to identify. They learn communication. They learn just conflict. They learn how to investigate their life. It comes from family. So it's so important that we take a more sophisticated look at what we need to do to increase the integrity of our families.
And where I was 6 months ago is I didn't want to be involved. It didn't concern me. I said they could never. There's no way that they could do that, y'all. I watched them do it, and I'm still living it. And unfortunately, now I am involved, and I'm not going to stop this fight. When we get our son back, it's not going to stop there. We're involved forever, but please don't wait for it to involve your friend or your family or co-worker's family. Get involved now.
Well, and I have one video that's up on YouTube, and in that video I talk about just how many children are removed, and it is happening every minute of every day. So there is a child being taken every minute of every day. So yeah, Taylor, I hear you. Zero evidence being TPR'd. I have somebody in who's in media, excuse me, that is going to take on a new story about the wrongful removal. I met with somebody this week who has the franchise for TED Talks, and I'm going to be working with her. I have an old client who's working with Dr. Phil, so we just need to keep telling those stories, right? Tell your story. Work with me, tell your story. So, I think that, an important thing I did for Jessica was get the DCS records. So if you do not have the DCS records in your case, if you're a Tennessee case or whatever state you're in, you need to demand to get those records. Demand to get those records. Yep.
We actually asked for ours when we first met Connie. We hadn't hired her yet, but she advised we need to get them. We asked, and we were sent 2 or 3 pieces of paper. It wasn't until Connie put her name on Jessica's case that DCS did what they want. So as a parent, you're not going to get what you're due. They're gonna keep giving you just enough to keep you quiet. It takes people like Connie. So get educated and get in the fight so we can help other families.
Yeah, for sure.
That advocate, part of your, sorry, I'm drawing a blank, the Family First Act?
No, Family Forward.
Family Forward, I mean, but just having an advocate.
Yeah, the family advocate. Yeah, the family advocate bill. I do still have that bill up there as well. So hopefully we can get that. So I did ask for them to give John DeBerry a message. I wanted to have a meeting with him as well. So we'll do that as well. All right, y'all. We're going to wrap it up here. We've been at this all day long, and I got to get back to my office and do a few things before I even go home. So
I need to make my Free Connie t-shirt too.
Yeah, Free Connie.
We'll be selling them later.
Yeah, Wendy has a Team Connie t-shirt. I kind of like that. She'll show that. She needs to post that tonight. Wendy, put your
Monday,
Team
right?
Connie
That's
t-shirt
Monday, right?
up. Yeah.
So y'all need to throw some support behind Connie. She's got a big day Monday, and we already know the cards are stacked against her.
Oh my gosh. I mean, what judge changes the statute?
I personally watched this in court, guys. Well, I disrupted the court, I'm hearing, but
Right. Yeah.
y'all,
Yeah, and I'm just going to wind up with that because so Wendys Trial was in July, and about 12 people showed up from Texas and Alabama and Kansas and East Tennessee and Tennessee and Middle Tennessee, and they weren't going to let them in the courthouse, and so I had to go fuss with security. I had to call the AOC. I had to talk about how the last COVID order was in March and how they had to make access to the courtrooms. It took us about 20, 30 minutes. I raised Cain. And so we got in. Well, here's Kimberly. Here's the story I'm getting to. No, because here's what's going to happen. So we raised Cain during Wendy's case, and I got everybody in the door. On August the 26th, the Tennessee Supreme Court issued an order that gave the judges total control of their courtroom, who can enter their courtroom. Yeah.
you should see her, Judge.
Yeah, so they gave him like total control. So he's not going to let anybody in. So I'm not going to give him that. And then they did like this newspaper article that said that the people that were there were disruptors and how they had to be called down by the sheriff's department, which is not true. So we're not going to give him that ammunition. No, we're not going to give him that ammunition. I know what they're going to do. It's going to, it's part of the show,
Same judge that violated ADA for me. I couldn't even hear hardly what was going on.
Yeah, and the judge changed the statute. He changed the statute so they could find Wendy guilty. I could not believe it. I could not believe it because when I saw the indictment, I was chuckling that it was going to get dismissed because they changed the statute in the indictment, and then the judge let him do it on his own.
Y'all, you say it can't happen. I watched it happen in total disbelief. My first time being in a courtroom watching something like this, and I thought, the things I was hearing from Connie, there's no way. Just like our story. There's something you're not telling me. Y'all, I sat in that courtroom with my jaw on the floor watching this judge. I mean... And that's our criminal justice system.
Yeah, it is. It is. Yeah. Okay. All right, y'all. So I'm going to head back to the office. We're in downtown Nashville. We're going to pack up and get out of here and just keep an eye on what's going on. We had a Family Forward team meeting yesterday by Zoom. We're going to start doing some little kind of like group conferences so some people can join and talk to us in Zoom calls. So we'll be setting that up pretty soon. All right, y'all. We love you. Say goodbye. Bye.
Thanks, guys, for listening.